going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book. The New World Order book is going to show you how the world really works. And it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. I told you at the beginning of the year, in the first quarter of 2022, we was going to have an event that was going to bring us down. And then also in the fourth quarter, we would have an event that would bring us down. That's exactly what happened. And now I'm going to tell you, in the first quarter, we're going to have an event that's going to bring us down in 2023. And then also in the fourth quarter of 2023, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, guys, the markets are still going to be pumping and dumping until they get ready to pull the full rug. But I'll let you know when that's about to happen. Now, also, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to get re-educated. And also, much love to those who've donated to the Cash Shop and Patreon. And in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events. Also, I give you the New World Order cryptos in the Patreon. Of course, you have to do your own research. But this next bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure that you have the cryptos that have utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, right now, Bitcoin and cryptos are pumping. And we have stocks slightly up. And the only thing we have to do is look at the yield rates, guys. And the dollar. We haven't had the dollar at 102 in a while. I'll put that in my Patreon, guys. But I'm going to touch on this later. We have Bitcoin over 18K. And we had over $200 million worth of liquidations because we have a lot of people short in the market. And I told you January definitely would be a good month. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But guys, we have some big news coming in. Not going to make your news, but it's definitely big news. We have Hong Kong, which we know is China-controlled. Samsung Investment launched Bitcoin Futures ETF January 13th. And we know, depending on the volume, we know that's going to bring some volatility to the market. And it's going to be on the CME. So as the media is telling you, don't invest in crypto, we see all the real use cases are coming about. And we know China was mining Bitcoin for a long time. Nobody talks about all the Bitcoin they mine. They only talk about the ban. But we see Hong Kong is going to be their arm back into crypto. Mainland might not be invested, but they're using Hong Kong as that arm. to enter back in the space. Now, guys, don't forget tomorrow we have options, and we know we normally pull back, but we definitely have to keep an eye on that futures volume tomorrow. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators, and it definitely was amazing this morning. We saw the CPI numbers come out, we saw yield rates spike up, and then they got pushed down. So you clearly saw the manipulation. Look at the chart. These charts don't lie. We can clearly see an algorithm coming in and pushing these yield rates down. And like I stated, the dollar has pulled back to around 102. And also, guys, we have volume, we have Tether, we have USDC, and then we have the Fed. Repo still over 2.2 trillion. We know the central banks are going to be raising rates again and rolling off the balance sheet. So we know that's going to hit markets. Don't allow the media to pump you up. It's going to hit markets. Yes, it may be temporary, but it's going to hit markets. And we know in the first quarter, we always get a dump. That's why I raised the question whether it was going to be February or March, but we always have a decent pullback. Now, guys, we had CPI data came in. It was still high, but we also see some hyper deflation in areas. And also, guys, we know the money supply is steady shrinking, and that's going to be the crisis. But we know the things that consumers buy on a normal basis, they haven't went down. They're still up high. Eggs are $6 to $9 across the country, which is ridiculous. And guys, I want to make sure you understand something. Remember, the goal is the fourth industrial revolution. You have to embed that in your mind. The goal is a fourth industrial revolution. So things that come up that normally wouldn't make any sense, you have to remember the goal. So getting rid of income taxes, getting rid of the IRS, guys, you have to remember in the fourth industrial revolution, you're not going to need it. And we know the NWO moves in phases. This is not going to happen tomorrow, but 2-3 years away, you're going to see why it was brought up. Because if we have less people in the workforce, that means they're going to be paying less taxes. If you're giving people universal basic income, free money, and we already see it right now, is this going to be in the form of a digital form instead of them sending out checks? We see it all over the place in the country and over the globe. So guys, remember, everything is part of a plan to get to the mission, which is the fourth industrial revolution. But in this legacy market, a lot of things don't make sense. That's the reason why you have to make sure you're keeping your eye on the fourth industrial revolution. Now we have Grayscale sitting at about $15.775 billion. And guys, we know regulation is right around the corner, and we know Grayscale needs that Bitcoin spot ETF, and we know the drama around digital currency group. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Polygon Eyes hard fork on January 17th. Should address reorgs and gas fees. Also, guys, yesterday I did a video on Amazon and Avalanche partnership, and we saw Avalanche pump about 25-26%. But guys, we're seeing the real use cases being embedded in the current legacy corporations. We know everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. Now we have Gary Gensler speaks to the U.S. Army, tells them do not FOMO in. And if they only knew that Gary Gensler is not going to tell them the truth, that a new financial system is being created, so tokenization is definitely the future. Now we have Nexo officers reportedly raided by police in Bulgaria. So guys, the movie continues. And we have El Salvador passes landmark crypto bill paving the way for Bitcoin-backed bonds. And when El Salvador first said they were going to be doing Bitcoin-backed bonds, I told you not right now. It was all a marketing ploy to push adoption, and also it was a setup for a distraction for bigger things. Those who watched the video know what I'm talking about. Now we have Thailand plans first virtual banks in 2025 to boost competition. And guys, it doesn't matter what country you go to. All of them have a plan for the digital transformation. And then lastly, guys, we have the bank man back on Twitter. I didn't steal funds and I didn't stash money away. But guys, we have proof that he used customer funds to gamble, and that's called stealing. And being interviewed on television, he's admitted to fraud on several occasions. But guys, we know we're watching a movie. Remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. Remember, the bank man was working on derivatives. This is so important. Remember, when it comes to your mortgage, if you own a home and you're paying a mortgage, your mortgage used to go straight to the actual mortgage lender. It does not do that anymore. It normally goes to the mortgage lender, then the lender sends it off to investors, and that's how we get derivatives the same way with your car payment, your school loans, anything that they can leverage. And that's how we ended up with this $100 trillion market when it comes to derivatives. You're talking about FX, you're talking about commodities. The bank man and family created a way to put this derivatives market on blockchain being ran by an algorithm. And guys, do you know the trillions of dollars that it's going to save? And we know when it comes to cross-border payments, real-time settlement, that's opening up trillions of dollars. So we know technology can be used for good or evil. We know the great things that can come out of this if it was in the right hands. But unfortunately, it's not. So we know the blockchain gives the NWO the all-seeing eye. And we know stable coins and CBDCs, they can tell you what, where, and when and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. And when it comes to derivatives, consumers wouldn't be educated enough. They'll be losing everything. So when the World Economic Forum tells you, you will own nothing but you will be happy, that is definitely their goal. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys, make sure you go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, and see where the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.